Hello everybody and welcome back. This is JudiciousFire. I'm on the iOS server. I'm going to be finishing the Hero Compendium series today. This has been a 7-part series. You've reached part 7 in the series. We have looked at every hero in the game, including recommended talents, insignias, enchantments, traits, and pets. Our guide through this series has been the Hero Compendium. Blue tab at the bottom, pink and yellow book, and you'll see all the heroes in the game in order of release date, most recent first. Last time we left off with Lavanica. This time we're going to be looking at these following 9 heroes. These are the last 9 in the compendium. We're going to be looking at Asura, Mahatma, Rowdy Rascals, Bogeyman, Commodora, Lazulix, Plant Warrior, Rosaleen, and Cosmo. Let's take a look at our first hero today, Asura. Okay, Asura is a hero that you always want to put up in front of your team, front of the line. His abilities are many, but one of them is the ability to reflect 50% of all the damage that he takes. He is one of the finest damage reflectors in the game. If he's going to be hit for 100 damage, the person attacking him will receive 50. You want to make sure that when you're putting your Asura together, that you do nothing to negate or limit that damage reflect. You want to stay away from dodge. I would also recommend staying away from talents or insignias that decrease the damage that he is taking. Something like a Sacred Light or a Stone Skin will automatically decrease that reflect damage. He's also able to bring the energy of the attackers down and provide a very substantial attack. But it is that reflect that makes him so deadly. He's a great base defender, and again, a great person to put up in the front of your line. I have given him the talent of Vital Boon. Vital Boon does not interfere with his reflect in any way. It raises his health, and when he is attacked, he can remove the buffs or positive advantages of 3 of the enemies he's fighting. Because he is a reflector, and we have him up in front, we don't mind at all that the talent is only going to be operating when under attack. The health will always be operating, but that buff is just fine because we know he's going to be attacked. Another good talent for him I have found is a revive, especially in a Guild Wars base defense scenario. This revive 9 will give him the opportunity to come back 2 full times. As far as pets are concerned, he lacks the ability to heal. I have found that a healing pet is very good for him to keep him alive, increases his survivability. I have outfitted him with Bublo. Bublo is going to provide some heals, but also get his movement speed up. Allow him to get out there and get some distance in a relatively short period of time. As far as crests are concerned, again, I don't want to interfere with his damage reflect, so I have him with a old school bulwark. It's going to give him more damage in combat as well as increase his health. I have an energy sap on him. Reason I don't have something like a victory lunge is because his reflect is already far greater than the victory lunge. Basically, the victory lunge, you're really only going to be getting the attack bonus. Now, with energy sap, you'll get a nice attack bonus, only 5% less than victory lunge, but you'll also be reducing the enemy's attack ability every 1 second that he is that Asura is attacking. As far as his traits are concerned, I went all health. I want nothing that's going to interfere with his reflect ability. The extra health is going to give him the ability to take a lot of damage and remain alive. Go to his skin. And we can see the skin effects at level 10. A little bit of health, a little bit of attack, a little bit of everything. And here are his statistics, his attributes at Breakthrough 30. He's coming in at about 47,000 damage. With all that extra health that I've packed on him, he is coming in at 1.35 million health. Good accuracy. I'm trying to avoid dodge, but this is the dodge attribute level that is given to him through the upgrading process. As far as Asura goes, I would not go so far as to call him an essential hero. I don't believe that you're going to be restricted in any way in this game in completing its game modes or being successful if you are lacking in Asura. He is a great hero to have. He's a hero that will probably be among your top 20 heroes, but he is a non-essential hero. So great to have, but you don't need him in order to be successful in Castle Clash. Let's go back. Our next hero up is Mahatma. Let's find Mahatma. Very good. Okay, Mahatma has the longest range of any hero. Her range is spectacular. She can hit heroes at quite a distance. She does an incredible amount of damage. She removes energy from the enemy. And she's immune to stun, fear, gets a big attack speed boost, and takes 75% less damage in combat. Mahatma is somebody that you might not necessarily want to put in the front of your teams. There are other heroes that I think that serve a better job as that front line of defense. Mahatma is great in the middle row or back row in something like a lost battlefield situation or a labyrinth. If you're going to use Mahatma, make sure that in a lost battlefield or labyrinth scenario, you're putting her in the center square. Whatever row it is, make sure that she's right there in the center. When she fires out her attack, it will hit every enemy that you're facing in that game mode if she's in the center. If she's off to the left or off to the right, she will not be able to hit everyone. But from the center, she can get them all. As far as talents are concerned, Zealous Drive came out right around the same time as Mahatma. And I've noticed in this game that sometimes IGG puts out a talent right around the same time as a hero designed to go together with that hero. I think Zealous Drive is an excellent pairing for Mahatma. It's going to increase her attack, and it's going to grant her even greater range. In this game in general, philosophically speaking, we are not trying to create heroes that can do a little bit of everything. We are trying to make heroes specific to one or two abilities, and then put our time, effort, energy, and resources into making those one or two abilities even better. Let's increase her range. Zealous Drive does a great job at giving her a deadly long-distance strike. Now, Brawler's Favor is something that I choose to use because I find that Mahatma is very good at defeating Lazulixes, Lavanicas, the heroes that tend to give us the most trouble. With the Brawler's Favor, she is able to do even more damage, kill shot damage, really, against something like a Laz or a Lavanica. So while I may be running the Zealous Drive more often, there are times that I find that the Brawler's Favor is an excellent talent for her to use. I have her with Rudolph. She cannot heal, so this healing pet will allow her that opportunity. As far as crests go, there are different crests that you can run with Mahatma. You might want to increase her damage. You might want to give her a little bit of extra health. I find that, especially when I'm using the Brawler's Favor, defeating Oracle faction heroes like Laz and Lava, I find that the Oracle's Favor does a really nice job. It allows her to defeat Saint faction heroes a little bit more quickly, and that would be Dovekeeper. So she can be a real anti-dove weapon with something like the Oracle's Favor insignia. I'll note that Mahatma's, maybe her greatest strength is her attack speed. We have the range, of course, but she is a machine gun. So it is that sustained attacking ability that tends to wipe out heroes. She's really great for that. As far as equipment goes, I have her with an energy sap. I do this to increase her attack ability, to lower the attack of the enemy. And if you see, she's already taking 75% less damage. So something like a victory lunge that can reflect damage, that will be deeply decreased based on the fact that she's taking less damage to begin with. She wouldn't be reflecting much. So I find that Energy Sap is a little bit better enchantment to be using. For traits, I have a mix of accuracy. I want her to hit the enemy. I have a little bit of dodge. I want her to avoid being hit. Wrong button. Mahatma. Here's her skin at level 10. You can see that it's the same skin effects as Asura. A little bit of everything. Nice attack boost. Here are her attributes. She's coming in at Breakthrough 22 with about 35,000 damage. She's doing about 700. She has about 720,000 health. Really nice accuracy. Dodge is okay. These attributes will continue to increase as she is continued to be upgraded. Mahatma is not an essential hero. A great hero to have, but nothing in this game will be dependent on you having a Mahatma. When you get her, you will value her, but she is not a hero that you necessarily need to be spending your time seeking out specifically. I will also note that Mahatma is an auto-proc hero. When outfitted with a Empower Insignia, for example, she will fire off her skill, even when not under direct attack by the enemy. I have found, though, that like several of the auto-proc heroes, her auto-proc ability really makes no difference whatsoever. She is not a global attacker. She is not somebody who can attack from such a distance that the enemy is wounded from across the board. The enemy, in order to be hit by Mahatma, has to be right in front of her. So by that logic, the auto-proc is relatively useless. If the enemy's right in front of her, she's going to be attacking them anyway. Let's move back. Next, we have Rowdy Rascal. Okay, Rowdy Rascal is a hero that has the opportunity to spawn a helper in battle. This is probably his greatest ability. Now, he's a good long-distance attacker. He can inflict a momentary petrify, sort of like a mini Levanica. He has a nice energy recovery rate. But when he is attacked, he gets a 40% chance to summon one of these two little rascals, these two little helpers. Now, each of these rascals has a different ability. One rascal reflects damage back at the attacker and restores health. The other rascal that can be summoned gives an attack increase. It should be noted that, number one, she has to be attacked in order, or he has to be attacked in order for this summon of a rascal to happen. I would place Rowdy Rascal up in the front to ensure that Rascal is attacked. Without that, you are not going to be summoning one of these helpers. And two, there is only a 40% chance for the summon to happen. I have found that this 40% chance is nothing that I particularly would like to rely on. And this is why I find myself using Rowdy Rascal very, very infrequently in this game. By no means is Rowdy a necessary hero. I wouldn't even go so far as to call Rowdy a preferred hero. Rowdy is a good general use hero. Rowdy can fit certain needs in this game, but no game mode or aspect of Castle Clash is dependent on a Rowdy Rascal. I have given Rowdy two different talents. Rowdy needs to be attacked in order to get those rascals to work. Vital Boon operates when under attack. It will always be raising Rowdy's health, but also, when under attack, giving Rowdy a chance to remove the buffs of the enemy attackers. I also have a Sacred Light. Now, one of the rascals is able to reflect damage against the enemy, and Sacred Light will reduce that damage reflectability. Yes. But we only have a 40% chance of a rascal being summoned. And only one of those rascals has the ability to reflect damage. So I find that the benefit of extra health and damage reduction on Rowdy far outweighs the minimal reflect reduction that is given to Rowdy when you pair him with a Sacred Light. Typically, though, I am running the Vital Boon. I have Mini Angie in order to give Rowdy those heals. I have a Survival. Survival will be giving Rowdy the ability to heal and to negate damage. Again, the Reflect is going to be deeply affected by the Survival. In fact, the Reflect from one of the rascals will be completely canceled for 3 seconds. But I'm not using Rowdy for his reflect abilities. Someone like Asura that we just looked at is a monumental reflector. Rowdy is a general average reflector. So the benefits outweigh the negatives. For equipment, just like Asura, I find that Energy Sap is great. I'm not looking for the reflectability of, say, a Victory Lunge. I like the attack increase of Energy Sap while at the same time reducing the attack ability of the enemy. For traits, I have Accuracy and Health. I have, for the most part, tried to stay away from dodge. Here is Rowdy at Skin Effect 10. Same skin that we have looked at, same skin attribute bonuses that we've looked at on the prior heroes. So Rowdy is not somebody that you have to really go out of your way to get. Let's take a look at his abilities, his attributes. At Breakthrough 21, doing about 30,000 damage. About 840,000 health. Really, really high accuracy. Dodge, okay. Rowdy is a nice general use hero, but nobody that you have to drive yourself crazy trying to get. Next, we have Bogeyman. Okay, Bogeyman. Bogey is, in my opinion, the best sniper in the game. He has a global attack. He can hit anybody on the board. He does not have to be near that hero by any means. He is also an auto proc hero. You can set Bogey on your base, give Bogey an Empower Insignia, for example, and Bogey will activate his global attack skill repeatedly, even when not under direct attack by the enemy. Bogey does an incredible amount of damage. 1,300% attack damage to 5 enemy targets. He also receives a big damage reduction for about 4 seconds. He has a built-in level 8 revive. You want to stay away from revive as a talent. The revive that is built into Bogey, very much like an Anubis, it cannot be furthered or increased by the use of the revive talent. Basically, you would be canceling your talent, with the exception of placing a higher level revive. But at that point, it's just not worth it. You want to go for an attack talent. Probably the best talent to put on Bogey is going to be a Unholy Pact. Get that damage up and let him be able to wipe out the enemy team as quickly as possible with his incredible damage-dealing sniping ability. He also has a built-in wicked armor, if you will. He can only take 5,000 damage from the reflect abilities of the enemy. You want to stay away from wicked armor as a talent. So I have the Unholy Pact, which gives him that great maximum damage boost. Please ignore this Flame Guard. It was for a Warden challenge that I just participated in. I think, and I've always had trouble, quite honestly, thinking of a second talent for Bogeyman. I think that perhaps a Survival to give him the ability to heal might be very beneficial. I think that maybe even, and I would not say this for really any hero in the game, but maybe even using an Empower main talent would be an excellent thing for Bogey. At 9, it would give him a big health increase. I believe it's 40%. And in addition, allow him to auto-proc and attack globally when not under attack. But I'm using Unholy Pact all the time. That's the only talent I really use on Bogeyman. Bogeyman's Crest. I have the Empower on him, so he can do the auto-proc. I also find that a Revitalize. This is a great insignia to use. It will give him a damage increase, and it will also give him 100% energy at the start of combat. That means the first time that this man attacks, he is going to be immediately dropping 1,300% attack damage down on 5 enemy targets. This is how you're able to take 2, 3, even 4 members of a 6-person team out with one shot. Bogey will not be able to, under most circumstances, defeat heroes like Levanica or Dovekeeper that have a built-in damage cap. He cannot, under most circumstances, defeat those heroes with one shot. Their damage cap will prevent that. And attacking someone like a fellow Bogeyman or an Anubis, it might be able to kill them, but both of them will be able to revive in combat. I find that a punching box gets his damage up and allows him to deliver those big kill strikes. As far as equipment is concerned, the Victory Lunge is great for him. You want to give this guy as much attack as possible. His great ability is the damage that he does against the enemy. So let's put our time and our resources into making him even deadlier as far as damage is concerned. That said, I go all attack on this man. And he can hit like a truck. Here is his skin effect. Big health bonus, as well as a few other things, including a nice attack bonus. Here are his attributes at breakthrough level 30. He's doing 52,000 damage. He's got 1.3 million health. Nice accuracy, already built in through the upgrading process. Nice dodge. I have not outfitted him critically in any way. I want him to be a straight up damage dealer. I don't believe that Bogeyman is essential in this game. I would go to this degree. Of the heroes that are great to have, but not essential, Bogeyman certainly is at the top of that list. You can get through every phase of Castle Clash without a Bogeyman, but on the day you get Bogeyman, you will find that there are some aspects of this game that are made much easier and that you are more successful with a Bogeyman. So not essential, but I would go to the point of calling him a preferred hero. Okay, let's take a look at our next hero. We have Commodora. Okay, Commodora is a hero that operates best when under attack. You want to put Commodora up in front of your teams, up in the front line, and ensure that she is going to be under attack. In, say, a base attack situation, you want to drop Commodora as one of the first, if not the first enemies on the board to ensure that she is taking damage. When she is taking that kind of a damage, she will do attack damage to the enemy and heal herself for 50% of the damage that she's taking. This has a very low cooldown, half a second cooldown. That means that if you get her rhythm going, then she is going to be healing again and again and again and again. Only problem I find with Commodora is very much like a destroyer in this sense. Commo is a train. Okay, a train is very slow to start, very slow to pull out of the station, very slow to accumulate speed. But once the train is going, really nothing can stop it. It is sadly those first few seconds that makes Commodora vulnerable to attack and vulnerable to getting killed very quickly. She's also a damage reflector. Now, she will reflect 60% of the damage that she's taking. We do not want to interfere with that. Her damage reflection of 60%, I believe, is the highest in the game. With that in mind, I gave her a Vital Boon, just like Asura. It's going to raise her health, allowing her to stay alive a little bit longer while she's getting her rhythm and momentum going. It's also going to allow her to remove the buffs or positive statuses of the enemy. Because she functions best when under attack, I give her Reapster. Reapster is a pet that functions best when under attack. In fact, only functions when under attack. So Reapster is a wonderful addition to Commodora. As far as crests go, I give her a Regenerate. What this will do is it will give her the chance to gain energy at a greater rate. And also, it will give her the chance to heal at 100% her healing capacity. Her healing is doubled now. It helps to keep her alive and to get that big freight train going. Energy Sap. Just like a few of the other heroes we've looked at today. I want to do what I can in building this hero to not interfere with her damage reflect ability. I want to give her something that is going to increase her attack and reduce the attack of the enemy. A Victory Lunge, that reflection that is provided, I believe it's 15%, would be basically overwritten, erased, if you will, based on the fact that her inherent skill ability is already at 60%. Traits. Mostly health. I want to keep her alive. I want to avoid dodge. Dodge is simply going to take away the reflectability of the best reflector in the game. So make our heroes better at what they do best. Don't try to make a general hero that can do everything to an average degree. Commodora has not yet received a skin in this game. We're at a point now where I'm actually wondering if she ever will. So I have no skin to show you, but I am able to show you her attributes. At Breakthrough 21, she's coming in at about 32,000 damage, 850,000 health. Nice accuracy, very low dodge. I want her to reflect. I want her to take damage. I want her to be attacked. Commodora is by no means an essential hero. I would, and it saddens me, I think that there is a value and a benefit to every single hero. I would put Commodora near the bottom of the list of today's heroes. She is a relatively recent hero, thereby she's going to have great stats, great attributes. She's by no means a shard hero from back in 2013, but from the heroes of the last 2 years, I would rank her rather low on that list. So she is not somebody that you need to necessarily go out of your way to get. Next we have Lassie Licks. Lassie Licks, and I believe it's based off of Lazarus, the one who came back from the dead. Lassie Licks is a great bird, a majestic creature. You can tell where this is going. I have a love affair with Lassie Licks. He is an essential hero in this game. He is a hero that you will use on a daily basis once you get him. He is an amazing defender. He is an amazing front row guy. He is an amazing crowd controller. He does great damage. He has high survivability. All of these things he does very, very well. What he doesn't have is damage reflect. When you see his shield go up, he is not reflecting any damage against the enemy. So please keep that in mind when you're building him. He fires off a shield. That shield makes him immune to attack. He can't take damage. Now, during that time, though, he is going to stay in one spot. He can't move. He can't attack. He's just there being invulnerable. But in addition, once that freeze on his movement abilities and attack abilities ends, he's going to be putting out a lot of damage. A pulsating wave of damage. He's immune to multiple conditions. He is a hero that I think is one of the best base defenders in this game. It takes a very high level hero with incredible attack ability to take Lazulix out. He is typically one of the last heroes standing. While he does not have a damage cap like a Dovekeeper or a Levanica, I find his survivability rate to be almost as good as those two heroes that I've just mentioned. I think that a Sacred Light is an excellent talent for Laz. You're going to give him extra health and reduce his damage. It's going to help to keep him right up in front, right in the face of the enemy as they pound on him, but they are unable to kill him. I also find that Revive is a wonderful talent for Laz. He is so strong that to give him Revive now gives you a Laz 3 times. The Laz that he is at the beginning, as well as 2 more revives. So you're getting 3 strong heroes for the price of 1 simply by having this revive talent. I tend to fluctuate back and forth between these talents pretty regularly. I'll have to say that probably there are some situations where I think that revive is better and others where I think that Sacred Light is better. So I'm very glad that they have a skin for Lazulix, allowing me to use these 2 talents in a 50-50 ratio. Laz cannot heal. That is one thing that he is lacking. But with the addition of a healing pet, and in this case Fennec pet, he is now given the opportunity to heal. This can be a game changer in keeping your Laz out there in the action for a long period of time. I have a Survival. Survival is going to stop all damage whatsoever for 3 seconds. And it's going to be continually healing Lazulix. This is great when he's getting love doves attacking him, or when Levanika's dropping these critical strikes on top of his head. That constant healing generated by the survival is a big benefit. I have a victory lunge. This will give him the ability to reflect a minimal amount of damage, 15%, but it also gives him a huge attack boost. Victory lunge is a great enchantment to be using for Lassie Licks. There are other enchantments that you can use, certainly. I think that a malaise, stopping the enemy's ability to heal, I think that can be very beneficial. I believe also that something like well, we'll leave it at that, and I'll not go into all the thought process of it. But my immediate go-to is Victory Lunge. I would then go probably with the Malaise second. Traits. Dodge and health. I want him to avoid damage, but if he is going to take damage, I want him to have a significant enough health pool that he's going to be able to survive. Again, Lazulix is not a reflector, so the dodge in no way harms his skill ability or reduces it. His skin abilities, huge 60,000 health bonus. Let's take a look at his attributes. Now at Breakthrough 30, he's coming in at about 47,000 damage with almost 1.4 million health. I put the majority of my traits into keeping this man's health up or to keep him dodging, but even with that, his accuracy is already almost at 3,000. The dodge coming in at 4,300. I would stay away from crit-related talents, insignias, and traits. Lazulix is not a critical hitter. He is a tank. He is a wall, a shield. He can be, and oftentimes is, the last hero standing. Lazulix, I would say, is essential in the sense that once you get to a certain point in the game, you're going to be finding that you have maybe 10 go-to standard heroes that you keep using in game mode after game mode. And I'll tell you that Lazulix is one of those heroes for me. There are a few game modes in Castle Clash that I haven't tested Laz, that I don't use Laz, and that I don't see the immediate and extreme benefit to Lazulix. So a very, very recommended hero and an excellent addition to the game. I have noted this to other players when I've discussed this hero when he was first released. I was surprised that IGG Castle Clash did not make Lazulix the new dragon of 2019. Now, is he a Levanica? No. But I am surprised that they didn't put him out as the once-a-year dragon and then maybe give him the ability to reflect damage and heal. He would be nearly unstoppable, as each year's dragon seems to be. Next, we have ourselves Plant Warrior. Okay, Plant Warrior is a hero that heals your team. That healing is based on his attack ability. So the more damage that he does, the greater his healing capability. He also gives your team members the ability to do extra damage against the enemy. Plant Warrior is somebody that I do not find to be useful, essential, helpful, or altogether that great. Plant is, he's good at a little bit of everything. And that's not good for the game of Castle Clash. We're trying to find heroes that are great at one or two things and make them even better. So to have a generalized hero such as Plant Warrior, he can't heal as well as a Walla or a Golem. He can't attack as well as a Bogeyman. He doesn't have the survivability of a Lazulix. To have him just good at a lot of different things really reduces his overall effectiveness. In order to just keep him alive in many attack or defending scenarios, I find a Sacred Light is great. Extra health, extra damage reduction. He is a healer. That is his primary purpose. So a Regenerate will give him the ability to gain energy at a greater rate, while at the same time increasing his healing ability by 130%. Something like a Regenerate can make Plant Warrior an effective hero in certain situations. I have him with Phoenix. Phoenix slows the movement speed of the enemy, also does some damage. I find that when heroes are coming toward Plant Warrior, Phoenix will help to slow them down. That will give Plant Warrior the time necessary to keep himself from getting killed. A Survival is a really nice insignia to be using. It's going to negate damage, and it's also going to be healing Plant Warrior. Plant can heal the team, and that does sometimes include himself. But Survival will be dedicated to healing just Plant Warrior. You want to keep him alive. A Victory Lunge is excellent for him. It's going to allow him to reflect a little bit of damage, but it's also going to bring up his attack by 25%. His healing capability is directly tied to his attack ability. So by giving him the extra 25% attack, I've now increased his ability to heal the team. I go mostly for dodge and health. Keep him out of danger with the dodge, but if he's going to get hit, give him the health pool to be able to live, to take that damage and not get wiped out. Here is his skin. A little bit of health, a lot of attack. Here are his attributes at Breakthrough 21. About 30,000 damage. About 800,000 health. Nice accuracy. Good dodge. Plant Warrior, you don't need to chase in this game. If he comes your way, you might find certain uses for him, but he's not a hero that you have to go out of your way to seek or to claim. Next, we have ourselves Rosa. There she is. Okay. Rosaleen is a relatively new hero. As of the date of this recording, April 17th, 2019, Rosaleen has still not been introduced to the game's gem rolling system. Rosaleen currently cannot be acquired through the use of gems. Please do not try to roll for Rosaleen. She can only be acquired currently by collecting Rosaleen Soulstones. Once you have acquired 200 of them, you are able to trade those in and get a Rosaleen. Rosa is a very self-sufficient hero. She has a ring of damage around her. That ring of damage is an area of effect. Anyone within that ring will be hit by her attack ability. She pumps out an incredible amount of damage. She is very, very high on the attack ability scale. During the time that she's attacking, she will also be healing herself and, in addition, taking less damage from the enemy. So, huge survival rate. Rosa, I find, is excellent with several talents. She's that good of a hero. I find that the two that I am using the most often and that I get the most benefit from my style of gameplay would be Sacred Light to get her health up and to also give her that damage reduction. Now, as you see, the hero takes 70% less damage. But there is a cooldown period, very much like a Levanica. With that Sacred Light, she will get the damage reduction when the cooldown is in effect and her skill is not operating. It will not add to, in addition to the 70% that's already functioning during her skill time. As far as an attack talent is concerned, and I try to outfit my heroes with skins with one attack talent and one defensive talent. This way I get two completely different uses out of the same hero. And I'm really covering an entire spectrum. The attack talent that I find is best on her is the Wicked Armor. Reason being, it's going to give her a big attack boost, but when it comes to reflected damage, it's going to limit it to 7,000. I have found that in certain situations against the real big heroes in this game, that she can be susceptible to reflect damage, and it can kill her. But with Wicked Armor, it's going to limit that to just 7,000. And even cumulatively over time, it's not enough. The reflect damage will not be enough to kill Rosa. She will have healed multiple times in that time period. I put her with Chickaboom. The reason being, when I'm using a Rosa offensively, I like the fact that Chicka is going to be an extra helper in battle. I like the fact that the Chicka is going to give a 20% chance to deal 5 times damage. If I'm using Rosa defensively, then maybe an extra healing pet for a double heal. Even something like a Eulophant for the dodge capability. She does not reflect damage against the enemy. So you can go for traits like dodge, Eulophant's dodging capability. None of those will hinder her in any way. I have a survival to flat out stop damage from happening for 3 seconds, as well as give her an extra heal. So if you have a survival, as well as a healing pet, and Rosaleen's ability to heal herself, you're getting 3 heals for the price of 1 hero. This can make her one of the strongest, longest living heroes in the game. I give her Victory Lunge. Let her reflect some damage back. Let her get a big attack bonus. Almost all dodge. I have no problem with the dodge. Not going to hurt her in any way. Keep her out of danger. Let her be right up in the face of the enemy, as she often is. Typically, you're going to find Rosaleen right in the center of the crowd of enemies. And the dodge helps with that tremendously. Like with most of my traits, I have one that, and crit resist is perfectly fine. I would prefer another dodge, but I'm not willing to be spending 2,000 gems simply to be such a nitpicker that I have to go after that last dodge. I don't think that's a good use of gems or resources. Huge health bonus, big attack bonus. And let us take a look at her attributes. Okay, at Breakthrough 30, she is doing approximately 45,000 damage. She is also coming in at approximately 1.3 million health. Decent accuracy, very high dodge. Rosaleen, I think, like Lazulix, is a hero that I am turning to in game mode after game mode. I think that Rosaleen could qualify, certainly, as an essential hero in today's game. If you're taking on teams of modern heroes, you're going to want a Rosaleen at your side, just as you want a Lazulix. Today's modern heroes have big health, big damage, often a variety of skills, not just one, but often a full paragraph skill description. Rosaleen can stand up against any of them and be successful. The only thing that I am not thrilled with when it comes to Rosaleen, and I think that it is her weakness, She is a hero that's very unto herself, very much like a grim fiend. She is able to do great damage. She's able to heal. She's able to stand against the enemy for a long period of time. But she does nothing to help your team. She does not buff your team. She does not increase your team's chance of success through the use of her skill. She's not healing others. She's not giving an attack bonus to the other 5 members of your team. She's really only helping herself. Now, you can certainly make the argument that she's so good that she's able to kill off the enemies, and that certainly helps your team. But I really do enjoy those heroes that are that are team players. This is a team-oriented game. And if you have 6 heroes that are not only able to function well with one another, but make each other stronger, then, friend, you have just created a nearly unbeatable team. Laz, hero that we just looked at, that tremendous freeze, that paralysis that he puts out, it's going to cause all of the enemies to stop in their tracks. That's great for your team. Laz is a team player. But Rosa is very unto herself. When they have a game mode, let's say in Castle Clash, where you're just using one hero, let's say that game mode is released in a year from now, Rosa would be a great hero to choose for that game mode. So Rosa is great in so many different ways. An essential hero, a hero that you will value and cherish. But she is not what I would call a hero that benefits the entire team. And I really am looking for that in Castle Clash. So I would give her an A, but the A+ is reserved for those who truly, truly help the entire team of 6, not just themselves. Okay, we have one more hero left in our Hero Compendium, our stroll through the annals of Castle Clash, beginning in 2013 and bringing us up here to the present in 2019. Our most recently released hero, Cosmo. Cosmo is a hero that creates a twilight bubble. It is a bubble that surrounds the enemy and paralyzes them at the same time. They are unable to attack. They are unable to move. They are unable to do anything other than be inside of that bubble as long as the bubble is functioning. While inside of that bubble, the enemy is constantly getting hit, constant damage. So Cosmo not only paralyzes the enemy, but also does a great amount of damage against them. Cosmo is a team player. Nothing better than being able to scoop up the entire enemy team in a giant bubble and prevent them from doing anything while at the same time knocking them over the head. Cosmo does that and does that very, very well. He gets an immunity to freeze, to petrify. He gains an attack boost based on his health. He's a very responsive hero. So if he has more than half his health, he's getting a big attack boost. If he has less than half of his health, he gets a damage decrease. So when he's got lots of health and he's healthy, the system is saying, Cos, you're healthy, let's let you do more damage. If he's about to die and he's in a desperate situation, the system says, let's give you some damage reduction to help keep you alive. So Cosmo is a great hero to have. I find that a Wicked Armor is, in my opinion, the best talent for Cosmo. Wicked Armor is going to give him a big damage increase. That's great. He's a damage dealer. But at the same time, restrict his reflect damage to only 7,000. I have found, especially during the first few weeks of using Cosmo, I have found that when he wraps the enemy up in that big paralysis bubble, it can often kill him. It'll kill him because he takes so much reflective damage from today's heroes. But with the Wicked Armor, that reflect is minimized to only 7,000. Now, cumulatively, he'll be taking 7,000 again and again and again and again and again, and you need to be mindful of that. But it keeps it to a point where it's not able to wipe him out immediately. I think Sacred Light is a nice talent to have. In my experience, though, I have found that what Sacred Light is trying to achieve, reduce his damage, and also give him more health. I find that Wicked Armor does a far better job. Do I want to take 60% less reflective damage? Well, what if I'm taking a million reflective damage? Okay, that's a lot. I would rather limit it to 7,000. So I find that overall, Wicked Armor, for me, tends to be a better talent than Sacred Light. If I were to choose a second talent for Cosmo that is effective in general game modes, I would go with the Sacred Light. I have gone with Asunder, though. I'm using him in things like Archdemon. Boss battles. He has replaced Phantom King on my Boss 5 battle team because he stops the boss from even doing anything. He's great at that. So Sunder gives those extra hits. It is a niche talent. It is not a talent that I would tell players to go and put on their cause. But for me, in certain game modes, it can make a difference. 9 times out of 10, though, I'm running the Wicked Armor. I have Eulophant on him. Cosmo can be susceptible to damage. He's a bit like a fine sports car. Okay, he is able to do amazing things, but it only takes a few bumps or scrapes, and all of a sudden he has to go into the shop for a repair. Make sure to get his dodge level up, and Eulophant will help with that. I have an Empower. Cosmo is an auto proc hero, and I would say one of the best auto proc heroes in this game. He can be the ultimate base defender with an Empower insignia. It will allow him to put his paralysis bubble out there on the board globally, anywhere on the board, without being directly attacked by the enemy. In a Guild Wars base defense scenario, Cosmo is a wonderful hero to choose. The moment those heroes get dropped out there on the board, Cosmo's already charging up his energy. And once he activates that skill, once he procs, those heroes are stuck in that paralysis bubble and getting beaten over the head by it. I also find that Revitalize is very good. In something like a player versus player mode, Lost Battlefield, Arena, Labyrinth, allowing him to create that bubble immediately can make the difference between success and failure. Cosmo is a great hero for crowd control. He scoops up all 6 of the enemies, even all 9 in a Labyrinth scenario, and can prevent them from basically doing anything. I have a Pyre Mage on him. That is for my Archdemon battles, my boss battles. I would not recommend the enchantment of Pyre Mage on Cosmo. I would recommend, then there are many ways to build a cause. If you want an attack Cosmo, something like a Victory Lunge is excellent. An Energy Sap, it's going to get his attack up. That's great. If you are using Cosmo primarily defensively, maybe a base defense scenario, I find that Malaise is a great enchantment to have. It will prevent 2 of the heroes that are attacking from healing. When it comes down to a Dove Keeper and a Levanica that you're facing, you're going to be able to stop them from healing. So if they have a survival insignia or pets or the innate skill ability to heal, that will be stopped by his Malaise enchantment. Makes him an even better defender. Traits. I made this man all attack. There are different builds for Cos. I like an attack Cosmo. I like the fact that he can take out a team, with the exception of those with damage caps and super, super high health pools. He can take out a team with a full attack array of traits. Dodge would also be great. Health would also be great. And they're going to be probably the primary traits that I would be after. Here's his skin. See the general skin attribute bonuses on most of the heroes we've looked at today. And his attributes at Breakthrough 30. At Breakthrough 30, with those attack boosts from the traits, the man's doing 50,000 damage. Got about 1.3 million health. Decent accuracy. Decent dodge. I put everything into attack. These attribute bonuses are through the normal upgrading process. Cosmo, just like Rosaleen and Lassie Licks, you are not prevented from achieving success in Castle Clash if you're missing a Cosmo. There's no game mode that requires a Cosmo or that will not allow you to enter into the game mode if you're missing Cosmo. But facing today's heroes that can be huge damage dealers with a lot of health, Cosmo is absolutely essential to be able to successfully defend or attack. He is somebody that is a game-changing hero if used carefully. Again, to go back to the race car or a fine automobile scenario, he can go better and faster than most, but it only takes one hit and all of a sudden he's in the shop. Okay, he needs to be repaired. So you have to be careful about keeping him alive. Again, that's where that wicked armor comes in. So as far as Cosmo goes, I would absolutely put him there in terms of the essential, if not highly, highly preferred heroes of today. His qualities are many, but he is a team player, and that's what I like in today's game, and I've always liked that in Castle Clash. Somebody that can help your whole team while not just being an island unto himself. This is going to wrap up our stroll through the Castle Clash Compendium. We have looked at every hero in the game, recommended talents, pets, insignias, enchantments, and traits. Just as a final word before I sign off, and I think that it's a relevant thing to say in terms of this overall view of Castle Clash. There are many ways to build a hero. These are recommendations. I think that your style of gameplay, as well as what is available to you resource-wise, will always dictate one's choices in this game. I'm presenting what is a recommendation. These talents, these upgrades, these processes, I have tested, I have discussed, I have talked to, I have chatted with, and I have spent the time trying to see which one is best for which hero. None of these choices were made lightly, but rather through trial and error and through some experience out there with the hero in the field. When it comes to our heroes in Castle Clash, we are not trying to create a jack of all trades. We are not trying to create a hero that's good at everything. This is why the game now has 70 heroes of the legendary status available. Each one does a different thing. Find that thing that they do best and put your time, effort, energy, and resources into making what they do best even better. You will see the benefits immediately, and you'll have a more successful time at the game of Castle Clash. I want to thank you all. I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope that this compendium and walk through the annals of Castle Clash has been helpful to you in your game. All right, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.